What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here, and we won unconvincingly again. Alright, so first, let me talk about the thing that is probably going to have 50-50 split. Chelsea fans agree, Arsenal fans disagree, the red card. Obviously, because I'm a Chelsea fan, I agree, but it's not why. Arsenal fans are going to say it was a dive. He made too much of it. He overreacted. I agree. But there was contact enough for him to go down. Just the rolling around after is what it makes it look bad. Which is what, so many players do. They get touched and then they go down and they're rolling around and it's a foul because they got, there was contact. But it wasn't enough to go, oh! So that's, I disagree with how Costa reacted, but it's a foul, and if it's a foul, he's in on goal. Koscielny's not, he's out of position, so he's not going to get back in time before he gets the shot away. So it is a red card. That being said, they went on from there, took the game to him, which I'm so glad they finally did, scored the goal, kept taking pressure to him. I'm just like, yes, this is what I want to see. And then second half came out and stood around and sat back. I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, you did this against West Brom. You win a goal up, and you just sat back both times. They win a goal up twice in that game and sat back and got scored on. Why would you do it against Arsenal? Arsenal's way better than West Brom. What makes you think they're not going to get a goal? Luckily, they took Giroud off. If they hadn't taken him off, they would have equalized early on in the second half and probably would have been pushing for a winner late on. That's frustrating. That is frustrating to see them do so well in the first half and then just completely stop trying. Second half. Just step off. Don't push forward, guys. Let's just hold on to this one goal advantage because we've done that so well in the past. I don't get it. I don't understand why they can't see what's going on. Why they can't see that that's a problem that they have. So, in my opinion, very lucky to come out of this with a win. Arsenal had several chances right there at the end that probably should have been goals. Now, that being said, there were some standout good performances today throughout the whole game. I thought Terry played very well. A couple times he could... The problem with Terry is that he is such a leader and such a hard worker for the team that he actually gets caught out whenever he's trying to make up for somebody else's mistake. So Mikel is like pushed up too far, or he's sat back and not stepping out to his man, or Zuma's caught too far over trying to help Ivanovic because Ivanovic isn't doing well. Terry always gets himself out of position because he's trying to make up for that person's mistake. And that's the only problem he has. And that could be fixed, like last year, the reason that wasn't a problem is because Cahill was playing well, Matic was playing great, so Terry didn't really have to do a whole lot extra. He could just be where he's supposed to be, and that was it. So I would say that's a problem this year because of how frantic all the defending is, that he gets caught out having to try to make up for somebody else's mistake, and then that leads to his players wide open. But overall, I thought he played well, though. Those few moments are the only problems that he really had. I thought Costa played well until he went off. A couple of moments of him letting out his frustration, the one push on Koscielny, and then when he and Ramsey collided, he tried to grab his foot. But he wasn't as bad as he normally is as far as trying to pick a fight. He was still causing trouble for the defense, still kind of baiting them a bit, but not nearly as bad as he normally is. He got a goal. He got himself in a position where Mertesacker had to foul him or it was a goal, and that got them the red card. So, he did play well today. He got himself in the right positions. unfortunate to see him go off because of an injury. So hopefully it's not too bad. It's just like a strain and they can get it fixed. I thought most of the midfield today didn't really play that well. Oscar had moments where he was okay. Willian had moments where he was good. I thought Mikel, he'd been playing well before this game, but today he was back to the same old Mikel. He's not tracking the runner. He's not putting in a strong challenge. He's diving in. His passes are off. Just same old Mikel back again. Matic is still. He's one of the players that suffered this year under Mourinho and all that stuff, and so he's kind of getting back into form a bit. And plus, coming off an injury too is another issue he's having. He did better today than he's been doing, but his passes are still off, and defensively he's getting better defensively. 50% of the time he was making the right challenges and winning the ball back, but passing wise he's not as good as he used to be as far as winning the ball back and then distributing well. Fabregas, once again, Gus Hiddink plays him in an attacking midfield position. He's not that type of player. He is not a quick 1-2 player. That's not his game. His game is he gets the ball, he looks up, he finds his pass, there's the pass. That's where, against Everton last week, he started him off in that center attacking mid position, and we couldn't do anything offensively because we didn't have, he was up there and he was losing the ball every time he had. Finally dropped him back into the position that he's used to playing, and that's when he started finding the balls through. If he has license to roam around the midfield in that position, he has time to take the ball, look at his options, and find a pass. So I don't understand why, after last week, you would put him back up at center attacking mid again. But it didn't work. Once again, it did not work. He lost the ball way too much. He doesn't track back well enough to be able to stay up in that position and still help back on defense, which Oscar does well when he's in that position. I didn't get that choice at all. Back four, we have to get a fullback. We have to get a fullback. I understand not playing Baba today, but we have to go get a fullback because Ivanovic cannot do it anymore. He's so slow. He's now getting beat in the air constantly. And he's not a good defender. He has moments where he does well, but he's not good enough to play in the Premier League week after week. So that was frustrating. Azpilicueta did better today than he's been doing. He's kind of been off the past few games. And Zuma had a good game. Not great. Not as good as Terry, but he does well physically in the league, so that's always nice to see. And then as far as the substitutions, Remy came on, did nothing. I mean, people keep asking why he's not playing more. Every time he comes on the field now, I'm like, that's why. Like, just watch him play whenever he's out there. He's slow. He's making poor runs. He is not. I don't understand how he even plays because every time he gets the ball, he loses it. It's just very, very frustrating to watch him play. I would have preferred to see Traore because he's kind of a winger, but he's also a striker. I would have liked to see him get a chance to go out there and do something. And then Hazard came on. Didn't have a whole lot of time to do much, but just getting his legs back going again. Hopefully, I actually started a couple counterattacks that almost turned into something. Just he passed it to Remy both times. So, but it's nice to see him coming back in after an injury and starting to play his way back in because we do need him back at full fitness and back to where he was last season. So, but I mean that's how that's how it pretty much went for everybody. Is most of them had an average game. I thought first half was really good and second half was crap. It's just it doesn't get more simple than that. It didn't help either though that second half felt like Mark Clattenburg. It was like he was making makeup calls for the red card, which why? But missed a body check from Koscielny on Fabregas in the penalty box, and a couple of no well, not no call, but just not even a foul. Just simple challenges that happen in playing. I hate cats. But just not even a foul. Like a guy goes up, Hazard went up for a header. Ozil just kind of went like this, like, oh, he's jumping on me, and he gave him a foul. I'm like, really? And then seconds later, cross comes in, Courtois is going up for it, Ramsey slams into him, and no foul at all. I'm like, okay, so this is weird. But, not an excuse, but it doesn't help whenever you're already playing poorly and the referee starts making decisions going against you constantly. But I think that there are two ways to solve the problem right now. One, like I said, you get in somebody to help you defensively. I think a fullback is what we need. Azpilicueta's playing fine, but Ivanovic is not. We need somebody that can take his spot. I don't know who it is, but we got to get somebody. The second way is to change the formation. If you can find a formation that works where either the fullbacks don't have to get up as much or the wings are able to help back a bit more. The position we have now, they're not really wings if you think about it. Like, yeah, Willian is outside a bit, but most of the time he's cutting inside, and Oscar is not a wing player, so he is constantly inside. So the width comes from the fullbacks, which works for Azpilicueta because he's fast, he's in shape, he's young, he's got a lot of stamina. Ivanovic, he gets up. He had a great cross today on the goal, I'll admit that. But whenever he's up there, he does a little bit to help. He gives them an option out wide, but he doesn't do well to get back. So you've got to change either your formation or the way your system is playing to help with the defense, because we can't keep going like this. Today, it wasn't a fluke, but we were very, very, very lucky today not to get equalized on. It feels like most of our wins recently have been because of the other team just lacking the ability to score. You look at our win against Crystal Palace, they were missing Cabaye and Balassi, which two major players in their team, so they didn't really have an attacking option. Against Man U probably should have won as poor as we played that game, but they don't have good attacking options, so that's why it was a 0-0 tie. I can't stress enough how frustrating it is to see a game like this where, yeah, we won, but it wasn't good enough. Like, part of me just wants to say, go on, score second goal. And I think the major issue that we seem to be having is that I think Gus just doesn't have the determination. Because I thought about it, and I've talked before about how it feels like he's playing it safe. He's playing all the starters, he's playing all the first team, he's not changing it up, he's not throwing in any youngsters, he's subbing them in if they're on the bench. So it just felt like he was playing it very safe. And at first I was like, why would you do that? You're not going to lose your job. First of all, you're an interim, which means you're in till the end of the season. And that's when it hit me. I was like, you know what? Maybe that's the reason why he's playing it safe. Maybe he's just come in. He knows at the end of the season he's gone anyway. So he just, comes in, gets everybody happy, and is just like, you know what? I'll just keep everyone happy around here, and I'll be gone at the end of the season. So I feel like he's not really pushing to try to make them better than where they are. He's just saying, okay, a 1-0 win against Arsenal at their place. Let's just hold on to this 1-0 win, and if they score on us, it's still a tie away, so that's not too bad. I wish that we could have brought in somebody that maybe has a bit more determination to switch things around, get them playing well again, and give some of these players that haven't gotten a chance under Mourinho a chance to come in and play. One of the biggest talking points coming into this game was that Charlie Musonda, an 18-year-old, who has been playing well for our youth team, was going to get a chance. And he's not even on the bench. So it's like all of this talk about, yeah, our youth team needs more chances. These players have been playing well for the youth team. Let's get them in. But nothing's really happening. So it's all talk at this point, and that's what really frustrates me, is that you keep promising these things that have given me hope. I'm like, yes, let's do that. Let's give them a chance. And then you're just not doing it. So I don't know what else to say besides that. It's really frustrating, and as much as I love the fact that we beat Arsenal twice this year, it's and the fact that Leicester won, which means they're top of the table, my second favorite team. It's still frustrating to see that, yeah, we won, but we're still not there. Like, after the Crystal Palace game, I thought we were there. Like, we looked like we had finally gotten it back. And then next week against West Brom, we don't have it back. Next week against Everton, we obviously don't have it back. Today against Arsenal, we won, but we still don't have it back. It's obvious the way they play. So hopefully something changes. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below what you think it will take to change our fortunes around, whether you agree or disagree with my assessment of the game today, and let me know who you think we should get in the transfer window. But until the next game, I will be hoping. See you in the next one. Peace out.